still on magazine, 4201 magazine. The casual Vietnamese restaurant, I was upset because I didn't know it closed, and I'm a big pho eater. So we went, we got dressed, it was after work, we headed over there, the lights were off, and I was like, wait, what happened? So we had to kind of like make new plans. So I reached out because the food was so good. I had to know what happened. I know they didn't fail because the food was bad. When the new restaurant opens up next month, the menu focuses on casual favorites like the spring rolls and the pho that just put them on the map. And the new menu is going to feature more sophisticated and upscale traditional Vietnamese, like a raw oyster bar, which is going to be great, lobster with noodles. Mike, this place, I love my job, but I love to eat. And I don't mind eating with you. So I say...
I don't mind eating with you either.
You're right. We bring the family, we roll out to the new, when the cafe opens and reopens, and we do the new Vietnamese restaurant. What do you think?
It's a date. Let's do it.
It's a date. Perfect.
You know, PJ, about 5 years ago, I went out to Ho Chi Minh City, and I was hosted by a fighter pilot who fought for the South Vietnamese in the Allied forces of the U.S., and he was trained in Texas, actually. And he was shot down twice and was in prisoner of war camp for, 12 years. And by the time I got there, he was out. But he took us around Vietnam and Ho Chi Minh City, and we went down the Mekong River, and we ran across some restaurants right on the water. We had beautiful, beautiful, beautiful food. Freshly caught fish, fried and served whole with all the spices, and it's just beautiful, beautiful food. It's one of my favorites. So I'm in, man. Let's go.
Let's do it. I say let's do it. I'm all in. And on our next show, we can talk about Vietnam because I've been there. I've been to Ho Chi Minh. We're going to talk a little bit about where your family's from in Great Britain, with your mother being British, and we might have mother. That's right. We might have your British mother on the show. We're gonna get some dirt on you, Mikey Mike. Folks, folks, you're listening to WWL Out and About in the Big Easy. Our next segment after these commercials,
Tom Gentile, market guru.
He's our market guru. How can we forget Tom Gentile? And he's going to give us the latest and greatest on the market. Stand by. We'll be right back with you. You're listening to WWL Radio, New Orleans, baby.
Dodge is a powerful vehicle that affects the chemicals in the brain which may give you the feeling of immortality. Dodge is not recommended for individuals who have strong ties to social networks or are obsessed with mobile games. You should not use Dodge if you are allergic to adrenaline, endorphins, burnouts, or freedom. Dodge is highly addictive. Even one test drive of Dodge may lead to irreversible changes in your life. Dodge has been known to make the voices in your head louder and has the ability to shift perceptions and burn bridges. Dodge may impair your ability to obey the rules and respect social conventions. People with gluten intolerance, political aspirations, or lack of self-control should use caution when operating Dodge. Do not use Dodge if you are pregnant or do not want to get pregnant. Dodge may cause loss of inhibitions and in some cases bodily functions. Side effects include shortness of breath, increased blood flow to the genitals, and angry neighbors. Dodge has been known to frighten wild animals and show dogs in equal measure. Dodge Brothers Motor Company is not responsible for any decisions made behind the wheel of Dodge. Consult physician, psychiatrist, and the Holy Trinity before driving Dodge. Consider yourself warned.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
It's 100 degrees in the shade. You're covered with sweat and dying to jump into your cool pool to cool off. But wait, your pool water is green. Why? Your pool pump is broken. Ouch! Hey, but don't worry. Professor Pools has you covered. Broken motor, broken pump, spa heater not working, leaky pipes, automatic cleaning system not working. Don't worry. Professor Pools has you covered. Check them out at www.professorpools.com. That's www.professorpools.com.
And as promised, here's Tom Gentile.
Out and about listeners, this is Tom Gentile. Welcome to my market update for July 21st, 2017. So, we have had one heck of a move here in the stock market for the bulk of July. If you joined me on my last report, we were discussing the fact that this market really did have no room to go but up, regardless of what's happening in Washington, regardless of what we're being told with economics and economic reports. whatever the case may be, Wall Street wants this market to move higher, and higher it's going. You take a look at the S&P 500 Standard & Poor's Index. It has broken out again to new all-time highs. We saw this coming, and I expect these highs are going to continue. However, I think in the next couple weeks, we will see a bit of volatility. Tell you about that in just a moment. But I do see support at the highs that we had over the last couple of months. Moving into the bond market, this is an area that I like to look at, and not so much for fixed income, but I want to see what's going on with our U.S. Treasury bonds. We had a bullish opportunity in this just a little more than a week ago. This particular market has now moved up a good 3 points or so from where we last talked about it. All right, now typically when I see bond markets move higher, that tends to put pressure on the stock market. However, we're not seeing the stock market rolling over just yet. But again, that could happen here within the next couple weeks. Looking to the other side of the pond, if you haven't taken that European vacation, well, it's going to cost you a little bit more than just a couple of months ago. A couple of months ago, your U.S. dollar was worth just a little bit less than a euro dollar. Today, however, it's going to cost you $1.12 for every euro dollar. We've seen nearly a 10% rate change in what the European currency is trading at versus our U.S. dollar. That obviously makes things better for Europe. All right, it makes our costs higher. Obviously, the one that hits us right in the wallet is the cost to travel, when it costs the cost to purchase things when you're over on the other side of the pond. I'm expecting us to hold in these levels. We could see a little bit of a pullback because it has come so far so fast. And speaking of costs that are hitting you in your wallet, have you seen the price of gas lately? Or more importantly, the price of crude oil? Because we are now barreling on $50 a barrel once again. All right, we've been quite a bit below that earlier this month, and even just a couple of months ago as we hit lows for the year. But since then, we've seen the oil markets starting to stair-step themselves up with what we see lower highs and lower lows in the marketplace. And I am expecting this trend to continue into the end of the summer. Finally, take a look at what's going on in something I call my money counter. It has been bullish for the better part of July. However, earnings are in full swing right now. Our money counter, which tells us a high probability, looking at the last 10 years of data, that the market is ready to turn over and be neutral for the next few weeks. So balance is key. Get a free trial of my money counter and every other tool I have at tomsoptiontools.com. Again, that's www.tomsoptiontools.com. Thanks, everybody. Out and about. Back to you guys in the studio.
And welcome back to Out and About in the Big Easy on WWL, AM and FM. Mike.
PJ.
Man, you know what's happening August 5th and 6th, right?
I do. I've got my white linen picked out already.
Okay, so it's Whitney's White Linen Night. All right, so August 5th and 6th is White Linen Night. And folks, we're going to be there. We're going to be hanging around the Cox area, around the media area. We know a lot of you guys want to come and meet us and shake our hand and take some pictures. Mike and I, that's awesome. Send us a Facebook message and give us an idea of when you guys are going to be there and your name, and we'll figure out how we're going to orchestrate everybody, and everybody's going to be taken care of. Now, Mike, I did speak with Margaret Orr, and she said it was going to be hot, but she could not predict that far off into the future. Weather. However, last year it wasn't that bad, and remember, Cox has the cool down stations and of course visiting all the galleries. So what I understand is our social media girl is going to be there with us. Her name is Faye, and she's going to be tweeting and Instagramming and Facebooking where exactly we're going to be, Mike, so that way you're just, hey, BJ and Mike, we want to take pictures. That's what we're there for. and you can put them on your social media, whatever.
And we're going to be there on the 5th or the 6th or both nights, PJ. What do you think?
I think both nights. Yeah, it kind of depends on how many people respond on Facebook to see where we are on the 5th and the 6th, because like Jazz Fest, I had such a huge response when I said I was going to be there at a specific spot. We had, because we have a lot of fans, it just kind of got out of control a little bit. So, and it was it was fun, but it was a little scary. But this time, at least we'll know how many by social media is coming out, and it won't be a big surprise. And I think that's probably the best way.
That's the way to do it, yeah.
Yep.
I like that.
All right, folks, you're listening to WWL Out and About the Big Easy. Let's take about 30 seconds and listen to Ronnie Lamarck over at Lamarck Ford.
Queen Elizabeth once caught beads at Ronigras, and she returned to England with what are now known as the crown jewels. When he travels, he brings Central Time with him.
I don't always drive in New Orleans, but when I do, I prefer a Ford F-150.
He is the most ordinary man in New Orleans, with the most extraordinary deals, only at Lamarck Ford.
Drive safely, my friends.
Welcome back to Out and About the Big Easy. Let's kind of recap, Mikey Mike. We have Chris True's French Quarter Comedy Night. That's over at One Eye Jack's every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Same day, Smoking Time Jazz Club, 10 p.m. at the Spotted Cat. That's over there on Frenchman. And of course, Breezy Street opens up on St. Claude Avenue. That's the Thai company that makes that rolled ice cream. And man, we can't forget about Empanola that opened up a few weeks back at the St. Roch Market. Man, we are going to Empanola. I guarantee you we're going to Empanola. I want to try that crawfish étouffée. It's I have to. There's no choice about it. We have to. Man, I tell you what, there's so many things that's going on in New Orleans. And we're closing out the show here, and I just wanted to say special thanks to our social media girl, Faye. This week it's Bob and Beverly that's working our big boards and making sure all our sound sounds good. I appreciate you guys so much. Who's out there doing sales now, and that's Melvin. Now listen, if you guys need to reach us out and about in a Big Easy .productions, if you go to a website, it's www.outandabout.productions. It's not a .com, it's a .productions. Or if you need to reach me or Mike, you can go to the website and click on the page that says talk to the host, and we answer right away. We're both connected through the website, and it sends us a text that somebody just sent us a message through the website. And of course, go to our Facebook page. That's Out and About. The group page is what we really want you to go to, because that's where we give away all the free tickets. Now, up in the next couple weeks, John Mayer is going to be at the Smoothie King Center. And this week, if you go to Facebook group page, Out and About, and the Big Easy group page, we have some tickets that's coming available, and go ahead and register, or tell us that you like us, or say, hey, PJ and Mike, I'm here, and automatically you're added into our list, and we pick at random tickets we get, and we basically give them out, and everything's done through social media. So go to the Out and About group page, or you can like us on our like page, either way, but the group page, that's where we announce just about everything that happens. However, we are working on John Mayer tickets for you guys. So if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to advertise on the show, please feel free. Send me an email, pj@outandabout.productions. I'll be happy to discuss with you, or if you want to appear on the show, that's even better. So you're listening to Out and About with PJ LaRive and my co-host Mike Wade on WWL AM and FM, New Orleans. And of course, streaming on Spreaker and Podomatic. If you missed the show, you can hit them there. Or look on our Facebook page and you can re-listen to the show if you like. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, we're going to be experimenting for our Canadian listeners, because I know we have a lot of Canadian followers on Spreaker. We're going to do a French broadcast. It's about a 10-minute segment. You can find it on Spreaker. Out and About in a Big Easy. See you next week.
It's 100 degrees in the shade. You're covered with sweat and dying to jump into your cool pool to cool off. But wait, Your pool water is green. Why? Your pool pump is broken. Ouch! Check them out at www.professorpools.com. That's www.professorpools.com.